Good morning and welcome to the online open hour for the Somerset College Pre-Preparatory and Preparatory Schools. I'm Patricia McNair-Davis, Admissions Liaison at the school, and I'm coming to you live from Somerset West in the beautiful Western Cape. Thank you for making time to join us online this morning. We really miss not seeing your faces and particularly not seeing your children's faces, but we have an exciting program lined up for you, and I hope it will inspire you to come and visit us for real soon, and then we can meet. Some of you today are watching from various parts of South Africa. Hello there, Gauteng and KZN in particular. And others of you are watching from across the world. And I'd especially like to welcome our guests from the UK, the USA, who got up very early today, Cyprus, Nigeria, India, and Germany this morning. We have a whole team of people for you to meet this morning, both staff and students, but you are actually the VIP at this presentation, and we'd really welcome your participation. So please feel free to ask questions during the time. We have staff available who might be able to answer your question immediately, but you can look forward to a question and answer session at the end of the presentations when a panel of key staff members will respond to your questions. So let's start at the top and we'll meet the heads of both the preparatory and the pre-preparatory schools. Then we're going to give you a quick tour of the pre-prep before introducing you to 3 of our grade 7 students to tell you about their experience at our school. Very important to hear their word. We'll finish off this segment with a walk around the prep school. So right now I'm going to introduce you to Craig Verdal-Austin and then to Carmen Weir, and they'll tell you about the prep and our pre-preparatory school. Enjoy.
Good morning. I'm delighted to have you join us as we share some insights into what makes our school so incredibly unique. As mentioned, my name is Craig Verdal-Austin, and I have the privilege of leading our hard-working, progressive, and dynamic team. So, what is it that makes us unique? What differentiates us from others? I believe there are many aspects of our offering that make us special and unique, and I would like to touch on just a few of those with you this morning. I invite you to come in where possible and visit us to find out about other exciting and relevant aspects about our offering. From the outset, I need to acknowledge our dedicated and committed staff. One thing we hold very dear at Somerset College is our nurturing and pastoral environment, which is supported wholeheartedly by our wonderful staff. The staff are certainly here to serve our community, not just your children, something that is truly evidenced on a daily basis. I know and have seen that our staff work with great compassion, great empathy and commitment, and that has certainly been validated by parental and other feedback. It is certainly our intention to position the school as the leading co-educational destination preparatory school of choice in South Africa. Our enrollment in the prep and pre-prep schools is extremely favorable, to the point of full classes and active waiting lists across both schools. There is no doubt that we have certainly become an employer and school of choice. With that in mind, we have a strategy towards 2028 in place, which has an overarching sense of excellence and a theme of excellence. As a school, we aspire to excellence in all that we do, in every communication and in every conversation. And it is this strategy which holds us and binds us. And when I say the word excellence, I do mean that we aim to achieve. But I'd also like to add that it includes being the best version of ourselves. Excellence to me is not just about a number, it is also about the person. As a result of our recent strategy season, we are incorporating the growth of change-resilient children as well as self-reflection and awareness as common threads in all our strategies. And I believe that strategies need to incorporate recent learnings and be ever-evolving to meet the needs of today's child. The prep school philosophy is a holistic one, it's a nurturing one, it's a supportive one, as I've mentioned. And we certainly set to empower and inspire every student. And as you'll hear later on, we offer our Cambridge and esteemed curricula. Somerset College Prep supports the one school philosophy in that we strive to suitably prepare our children for the transition to our senior school, of which the majority of our prep cohort enter our senior school, where they continue a strong academic, cultural, and leadership footprint. Culture is very important to me and the team at Somerset College. We believe in an inclusive culture, a positive culture, a culture that is child-centered, a culture that asks the question, what is best for the children? I also think that culture speaks to action. It is at the heart of our decisions. How do we grow culture? How do we grow aspiration? What is the child's lived experience in the classroom, on the sports field? How do we measure camaraderie, belonging? And these are some of the questions which we tackle on a daily basis. Speaking of that, which binds us together is our Christian values and ethos. And these are very important to us, and it's something that we also speak to throughout our days and weeks at Prep. Our academic and extracurricular programs show great strength, great depth, and are robust in terms of internal and external benchmarking. And you'll shortly hear about these offerings as well as our arts and culture later on. Community engagement is an integral part of who we are. We believe in what happens, as I call it, involvement beyond our gates. And we have traditionally struck up several relationships in our neighboring community, and we have the view that these relationships are reciprocal, in that we have much to learn about ourselves in these partnerships. Our values of dignity, aspiration, creativity, and contribution certainly guide and shape our decision-making, and it's our intention that every child adds value in whichever environment they find themselves, be that at school or beyond, in order to prepare them for lifelong learning. We strive to create children who think, who challenge, and if necessary, change the status quo. We have a pietas system of doing what is right, and that forms many of our decisions as well, and you'll certainly hear about our pietas system shortly. At the end of the day, it has to be said that our children are happy. The children are genuinely happy and safe, and I think that speaks volumes for our pastoral and well-being care. When all is said and done, we aim to match the beauty of our campus with the beauty from within. How we speak to each other matters. How we behave matters. How we conduct ourselves matters. How we win, how we lose matters to us. Thank you for joining us today. And as mentioned, what you hear today from myself and from others, I believe, is a small window into the life of the school. And we'd love you to come in at some stage and get a sense of our exciting, inspiring journey of hope, magic, and wonder. Thank you so much.
Good morning, parents, and welcome to our online open day. My name is Carmen Weir, and I'm head of the pre-prep school. I'm supported by a team of dedicated, highly skilled teachers and staff members who live and breathe our philosophy of every child matters. I'm hoping to give you some insight this morning into who we are as a pre-prep school beyond what you may have read on our website. Our school focuses on the development of the whole child, and in doing so, we celebrate children, the way they develop their social and emotional well-being, and the way they thrive and learn through play. A book entitled Searching for Values in a Competitive Age really drives this message home, and it is truer today than ever before. We are searching for the elusive values in others that we think would make the world a better place. A school becomes a microcosm of society. It should reflect and engage with the community it serves, diverse in its philosophies and rich in its tolerance for all. This school journey is therefore a collective partnership. If we are to be successful in creating real change for children and have a better understanding of modern childhood, then the responsibility lies with all of us, not just a select few. Every decade brings new developments and changes to society, but the pace of change today is unprecedented. In my 28 years in education, things have certainly changed. The fundamentals, though, of happy children remain the same, and the book that I referred to earlier explores the main influences to which every child is exposed: family, friends, youth culture, values, and schooling. No matter the age or stage of your children, we want them to flourish. To flourish, children need to live in harmony with others and with themselves. They need to be resilient, and they need to be able to adapt to the curveballs that life will throw at them. So what do your children need to flourish? Well, firstly, they need loving families where they observe and experience love and thus learn how to love others. An important part of our work at school is to build a relationship with each child who comes into our school, deep and real relationships in which love is an essential ingredient. Teacher love is different to parent love, however, and has its own limits and boundaries. Teacher love says to the child, I see you and I delight in who you are today, and I take joy in the chance to help you grow into the person who you will be tomorrow, even though I may never have the opportunity to know that person. Out of that love comes boundaries set by these loving parents and, of course, boundaries at school, better known as school rules. These structures are shaped to enable the desired outcome, not only now at the age of 4 or 5 or 6, but the desired outcome for adulthood. So start now at the age of 4 or 5 or 6 with the end in mind. Children need friends. From developing friendships, they learn many of the basic lessons of living. Our school promotes collaboration and celebrating the social aspects of learning. Children delight in running around. Our bodies are made for that, and if we do not do enough of it, we are unlikely to flourish in body or in soul. Hence, our extensive and inclusive offering in our academic day of unstructured and structured play and our comprehensive physical education program. Children also need a positive lifestyle in which they develop interests which satisfy them and avoid the enticements of excessive commercialism and unhealthy living. Yet another reason why our school promotes outdoor education, healthy eating, and appreciation for bringing the environment into the classroom. It is important for children to bond with the natural world and to learn to love it before we ask it to heal its wounds. Such a lifestyle can only be built on solid values, which give meaning to life and are first and foremost acquired from parents who have the biggest influence on their children's values. Children need good schools where they can acquire both fundamental skills and competence. The competence at Somerset College Pre-Prep starts with a relevant curriculum and essential 21st century core skills, which integrate into the curriculum in a seamless way. The core skills we focus on are thinking skills, research skills, communication skills, social skills, and self-management skills. I believe that schools must act as a values-based community, promoting mutual respect between all members of the school and involving parents closely. Thank you for joining us this morning and for your interest in investing in your children's future with us. I do hope that I'm able to meet with you all in person when you are able to visit our school. I will end with this quote. Of course, there is no formula for success except perhaps an unconditional acceptance of life and what it brings. Thank you.
Welcome to the pre-preparatory school, the first step in your child's journey at Somerset College. I'm Patricia and I'm part of the admissions team. Thanks so much for joining me on this quick tour through our lovely facilities, surrounded by mountains and vineyards and beautiful spaces. Our school is a place of magic and wonder, of making exciting discoveries and developing a lasting love of learning. We welcome children who will be turning 4 into our 2 grade 000 classes. Our classrooms are filled with exciting and stimulating equipment, but my favorite is the light table, a deceptively simple and low-tech piece. But it teaches our children to look at something and see it differently. And that's the beginning of all creative thought and discovery. Think about it. The grade 00 year, 4 years old turning 5, is an important time for children to start working on their social interactions. They also have great fun developing their gross and fine motor skills, particularly through the creative arts aspect of the curriculum, which is a wonderful way to encourage imagination and expression. Teachers in our 3 grade art classes focus on preparing the children for the transition to grade 1. This includes a pre-reading and writing program supported by Jolly Phonics, which incorporates all methods of learning, visual, auditory and kinesthetic. Lots of outdoor play is essential for children of this age, developing upper body strength, gross motor skills, creativity, confidence and imagination. Activities include swimming in the summer, a comprehensive physical education program, class music lessons, and a weekly visit to the prep school library, a magical space. We also offer pre- and aftercare at no additional cost, so you can be assured that your child is safe and happy in a secure and well-supervised environment after school hours. So that's a little window into our pre-preparatory school. I hope you'll be able to come and join me soon for a real tour. Please send me an email and we'll make a time to get together. And now, while no one's here, it's my turn for the slide.
Hello everyone, I'm Liam, and I've been a person fortunate enough to call this school my second home for 9 years of my life, and I can wholeheartedly say that this place is something beautiful. The opportunities the children are given are endless. The innovation of our buildings have opened up a whole new future for future learning. Creativity is highly encouraged. With the new addition of the eSteam Centre, children are able to innovate and design projects that will then be beneficial in the economy and building a future for generations to come. Somerset College is a school that I know to be embracing of diversity, change and creativity. Somerset College is a place that strives to be a beautiful learning place in which children can learn from each other. As a student, I've had many experiences with outdoor style learning. With the school's incorporation of the OLS, Outdoor Learning Centre, many children are given the opportunity to be outside in the fresh air while being able to learn. Our sports department is also very keen on building a greater school. We've recently managed to raise enough money to begin the process of building astrolights. We've also got many great buildings, such as the Indoor Cricket Centre, recently renovated tennis courts, and the introduction of many new fields. These fields are not only beautiful, but also make sports days a whole lot more enjoyable. As a student, I know how cramped it can be having everyone on one field. Now, we are able to spread out over the school and do our respective sports in a peaceful environment. I've been able to attend this school since grade 000, and I plan on going through to matric. I've seen the improvements we've made as a school and as a family. Our staff is amazing, and all our caretakers and facilities are wonderful people. The Somerset College journey would then be taking up 15 years of my life, and I have not had a single regret. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Marilla Smith, a grade 7 student here at Somerset College. Today, I'm speaking about why Somerset College is such an incredible school and why I am so grateful to be here. I've been at the school for almost 8 years now and have enjoyed all the opportunities that I've been privileged enough to experience. I was lucky enough to attend the George Under-13 hockey tour, and I can definitely say I made very fond memories with the team and learned many lessons that will help me in the future. This is one of my highlights so far this year. I absolutely love the sports department and academic curriculums, and I'm excited to see what new challenges senior school will bring, as I am also attending senior school here. The Cambridge approach to the academics has made me a better thinker and a more rounded student. I'm not just learning because I have to, but I'm finding new areas of interest and I'm challenged to think deeply and differently about what I am taught. I've also enjoyed our new unique subject, eSTEAM, that allows us as students to let our imagination run wild and innovate and conceptualize our own ideas. I feel all students doing this subject could benefit from doing this in the future. I am also a level 6 gymnast, and over the years of my career, the school has been extremely supportive and accommodating towards my undertaking of this sport. The teachers and staff members in particular are always there to talk to and there if you need them. Somerset College also provides an amazing extracurriculum program, such as playing musical instruments and participating in interesting clubs, which I have done in the past and have loved. One of my favorite clubs I have joined is the debating club, where the group gathers early before school to debate controversial topics and compete in public speaking competitions. Overall, Somerset College is truly an amazing school that provides incredible opportunities to all the students here, and in my personal experience, have loved it through whole journey here at this school. Thank you.
Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." My name is Christine Nichols, and I have been a student at Somerset College for 9 years. From the day I first stepped foot on this campus as a little grade R, I felt welcome and found support in my teachers and peers. This feeling was to shape my experiences for the years to come, as I was challenged academically, culturally, and athletically. But with the help of my teachers of Somerset College, I learned to enjoy this journey of growing. I remember at my under-13 hockey tour at Hermanus. It was truly a memorable experience and exciting to be a part of. There are a number of things I look forward to when it comes to sports. We have swimming galas, where all the houses, Fredlis, Klutenberg, and Avantier, of which I am a proud member, compete against each other. The best thing in these events is the exhilarating atmosphere and the cheering, where everyone participates. I feel that Avantier is going to win this year, after all the hard work we put into our sports and academics. In the classroom, you can see all the effort the teacher puts into the lessons, just so that we can come to understand the concept. The school always makes sure that we get the absolute best education during our time here. We learn a Cambridge curriculum, which is one of the most prestigious education systems in the entire world. I find that Cambridge gives us a variety of ways to learn the content that is best suited for you. At Somerset College, we look towards dignity, aspiration, creativity, and contribution. All of these characteristics I hope to attain and make it a part of me going forward. There are so many opportunities given by Somerset College. It is truly an honor and a privilege to be a part of this unique school. If I had to summarize Somerset College in one word, it would be exceptional. But don't just take my word for it. Come and experience the wonder that is Somerset College. Thank you.
Welcome to the prep school at Somerset College. The next step in our journey of academic excellence from grade 1 to grade 7. We believe in the holistic development of your child and offer an exciting program of academic, cultural, sporting and outdoor adventure activities. Our values of dignity, aspiration, creativity and contribution are undergirded by our Christian foundation and are at the forefront of all that we do. We follow the Cambridge program for the core academic subjects of English, science and mathematics. Let's first visit the junior prep, grades 1 to 3, where we have 3 classes per grade with approximately 22 children per class. Apart from the core Cambridge subjects, we also offer isiXhosa, Afrikaans, history, information technology, music, art and drama, physical education, library, life orientation, Bible education, and philosophy for children, also known as P4C, which is all about developing creative and critical thinking skills. Very important. We also use an inquiry-based approach in all our teaching. We strive for academic excellence and also encourage the development of a very important and necessary characteristic for life: grit. The school day starts at 8 a.m. and finishes at 2:20, and that includes a fun and varied sports program. At this stage, sport is all about participation, developing skills and building up your confidence. So everybody plays everything: tennis, swimming, cricket, athletics, rugby, netball and chess. Our school uniform is actually the sports uniform, and that makes for easy to wash clothes that are great for active learning in the classroom and then just move seamlessly onto the sports field. And the good news is nobody loses their socks. Our senior prep school from grades 4 to 7 has a school day that starts at 8 o'clock in the morning and ends at 3:20, and that includes a varied and exciting sports program with some interesting additions for our grades 6 and 7 students: water polo, squash and Pilates. I'm sitting in front of a very interesting part of our prep school because I think it exemplifies what Somerset College Prep is all about, and that is what's best for your child and how children learn and how children's brains work. It all started when our head visited Finland a couple of years ago. Now, the Finnish education system is reputed to be amongst the best in the world, and he was very interested to see that no matter how freezing cold it was in the middle of the Finnish winter, the children were outside, out of doors, in open air classrooms, having their lessons there. And the reason for that is the brain works better when it's well ventilated, well aerated, oxygenated. Oxygen equals well working brains. And the children also, because of the space in an open learning environment, have more space to move, and movement is a crucial part of learning, helping children to retain information as well. And he said, let's do something like this at Somerset College. And so our outdoor learning space is a place for adventurous and exciting learning for all subjects across the board. Exciting, isn't it? And what I think is so interesting is that as we've become more and more high-tech, and indeed we need to be so in education, we're also taken back to our roots and reminded that there is great value in the age-old way of teaching children under a tree. Oh, sorry. Talking of high-tech reminds me that you haven't seen our computer classroom yet. Children in grades 1 to 3 do not need to bring their own device. We have plenty at the school for them to use. But as from 2022, children from grades 4 to 7 will need to bring their own device. We recommend a Chromebook because we're a Google school, but we can chat about that later when you need more specifications. Oh, by the way, cell phones are not allowed at the prep school. Our grades 6 and 7 students have their classrooms slightly apart from the main prep school building, but they move back there for library, IT, music and drama. They have their art classes in the Esteem Centre, and I can't wait to show you that building. But in the meantime, take a look from the balcony of the grade 7 classrooms. From here, you can see 5 mountain ranges around our school. It's the long view, looking further, looking ahead, looking above. And that's what Somerset College Prep is all about. Preparing your child for the future. Giving them a sound academic foundation and instilling critical thinking skills. Having fun and building confidence through our sports and cultural programs. Pushing them out of their comfort zones with our adventure camps. Supporting them with a range of professional services in our student development unit. Equipping them with the all-round skills that they will need in order to be creative, resilient, and contributing members of society in the as yet unknown world of the future. I'd love to tell you lots more about our prep school. Why don't you join me sometime for a real tour? Send me an email and we'll make a plan. I hope you enjoyed that window into our pre-prep and preparatory schools and are getting a good idea of who we are and what we do at Somerset College. The invitation there in the video in terms of coming for a tour, we invite you to book a tour online. You'll find that on our homepage on the website. Please remember to ask any questions that you might have. This is your part where you can be with us this morning and have your questions answered. We'll have a question and answer session at the end. And we've now lined up some staff members to give you a fuller picture of our academics, our pastoral care, and our extracurricular program, sport, arts and culture, as well as our exciting outdoor adventure program. You'll meet Ruth Evans. She's one of our deputy heads and the head of academics at the prep. And she'll be followed by Warren Bevan, who's deputy head in charge of pastoral care and our extracurricular program. Hayden Buchholz will tell you about our very busy and varied sports program, and then we'll take a look at arts and culture at the prep with Kelly Westrad, before packing our tents to go camping with Quentin DeToy, head of outdoor education. So it's over to you, Ruth. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you again for joining us. I hope to give you a bit of a window into life at the prep, what happens in the classroom, as well as give you some information about our academic offering. We aim to create a learning environment which encourages thinking, creativity, and open discussion in the classroom. Our curriculum is centered around active learning, involving each child in their learning. Children are given the opportunity to share ideas in groups, but are also encouraged to work independently. We certainly witness their growth and confidence as they journey through the prep. Each child's academic progress is carefully monitored, doing our best to address the individual needs. Each child is important. The Cambridge Primary Curriculum for English, Maths and Science forms the foundation of our offering, with an adjusted and elevated CAPS curriculum being followed in other subjects. We write international benchmarking tests which provide us with annual academic feedback. Our grade 6s write the Cambridge Checkpoint test as they complete the primary curriculum, and our grade 3, 5s and 7 children write the IEB international benchmarking tests. We have certainly been proud of these results and our steady improvement shown. We encourage outdoor learning where possible. Children are often seen outside enjoying our beautiful campus, engaging with their peers as we make use of the various spaces. We have a covered outdoor learning space which looks out on our beautiful dam and a large painted outdoor world map in front of the school. Each grade has 3 classes of around 22 to 24 children, although our grade 7 year currently has 4 classes. The 4th class was introduced to accommodate the need in grade 7. It also keeps these classes slightly smaller to allow for more individual attention as we prepare the children for the transition into senior school. We strive for excellence in our academic offering, ensuring our children are both equipped and ready when they leave to go to the senior school. We track their progress once they leave us and see many of our children excelling in leadership positions, academic and cultural spaces. We have a team of dedicated and committed teachers and mentors who have the best interest of the children at the center of their teaching. The class teacher oversees each child in their class and monitors their progress. On-site extra lessons are available for those children who need a bit of extra support and an individual attention. We also have a dedicated student development unit, which offers further support and interventions when required. Our aim is for each child to enjoy their school day and to feel a sense of belonging. Our grade 4 to 7 children all have a device which they bring to school each day. The Chromebook is our device of choice, as this allows us for the best integration with the Google Suite apps which we use in the classroom. It also helps us to monitor the device usage, which helps us with security when using these devices. There are, however, some children who are working on laptops. Devices are incorporated into our teaching and used in some of our lessons. Should we need to move our teaching online, the transition is smooth. The senior children are familiar with the Google Classroom platform, whereas our JP children use Seesaw. Children are upskilled during their IT lessons to assist them with the needed skills. We do, however, believe that there's a balance to be maintained between technology and other classroom activities and approaches. Our IT program also incorporates basic coding, with a coding club being offered for those children who wish to develop the skills further. Part of our offering is our STEAM program. This curriculum was formed and created by the team and forms part of the academic offering in all grades in the prep. We aim to provide a platform to expose the children to careers and thinking in the fields of engineering, science, technology, entrepreneurship, art, and maths. These lessons are sometimes standalone, but can also be incorporated into our curriculum. Our approach depends on the topic. We encourage independent thinking, innovation, creativity, and collaboration during these lessons, and believe that this helps them to prepare the children for the ever-changing work environment beyond school. The academic journey of the prep is tailored for each stage of the child's development. Each phase of the school has its standard systems and structures which are put in place to best suit their developmental needs. Our junior phase focuses on the core literacy and numeracy skills and exposes the children to various other areas of the curriculum before formally being assessed in the senior prep. Meetings between these phases form part of this process as we tailor-make this journey. Open communication with our parents forms an important role. Comprehensive and detailed reports are sent home at the end of each semester, and regular parent-teacher meetings are held as we join hands with our parents on their child's academic journey. As I end off, we certainly look forward to welcoming you to our beautiful campus, where we can answer any further questions on our academic program.
Right, good morning, visitors and parents who are online with us. Thank you, Ruth, for that and for that stuff all about academics. My name is Warren Bevan, and part of my role as Deputy Head in the Prep School is to manage the pastoral and extracurricular programs. I would like to just steal 2 or 3 minutes of your time to talk about the pastoral aspect of things. And I suppose the simple way of saying this, the main focus for us with our pastoral care strategy is that it's child-centric, 2 words. And hopefully that is something you will take away with you when I finish chatting. So for us, the school is all about the child. It's all about the individual child. It's placing the child right in the middle of any decision-making, any strategies that we have, and being aware of those needs of the child. So in doing so as a school, we strive to create a sense of belonging where the child feels they belong, they feel they have an identity, and they feel they can express that, they can excel, they can strive in the different opportunities that we give in a safe environment. We mustn't forget, and often this word is seen as negative, failure. Part of this process, part of this journey that the children are on, is at times they do struggle, at times they do fail, at times they stumble over a challenge or an opportunity. And that is where the school has a wonderful support that comes around the child. And we refer to it as the Student Development Unit. And you would have heard about that in other speeches, and I'm going to come back to that in a minute or so. Part of pastoral care is also this word discipline, and they kind of fit hand in glove. You can't have the one without the other. And Mr. Little-Austin mentioned earlier on about our pietas system, and it's a structured discipline system, and you'll notice on our school badges or even on the videos, there's the school badge, there's the word pietas, and pietas means, simply put, to do what is right. But children, as they're growing up, as you will know, if you have children, sometimes they make good choices and sometimes they don't. They make poor or bad choices. And so, yes, we have consequences. And part of our pietas system is that there are sanctions, there are consequences, and that gets dealt with. But most important, or more importantly for us, is the restorative process. How do we help that child move forward. And so part of that is where the SDU comes in, the Student Development Unit comes alongside that child and helps that child manage those difficult situations. So yes, there's sanctions, consequences, but more important is that restorative process. And part of the SDU assists in educational needs, counseling needs. We have various kind of academic monitoring programs to help this child move along in their journey from even triple nought all the way through to, as we hand them over to the senior school. Another aspect that I would like to just chat about is something called our Oki culture. Now you would have noticed, if you haven't, have a look on our school badge, there's a little acorn. And that we believe that in the prep school, these children are little Okies. Hopefully one day they will grow into be tall oaks and will make a change wherever they go. So we have an Oki culture. And what that means is from kind of triple nought all the way through pre-prep, all the way to grade 7, we have this culture where we use the school values, and you've heard them a number of times, and dignity, aspiration, creativity, and contribution. And through various platforms, we teach these values as part of our Oki culture, whether it's in allo lessons, whether it's in our assemblies or our inter-house events. And we also have something called families. So, for example, if I quickly explain that to you, I meet every maybe twice a term with about 12 or 15 children from grade 1 to grade 7, and it's all mixed boys and girls. And through those small families, every teacher of the school has a little family. We then deal with these values. So our Oki culture is very much part of our pastoral care. Now, I've shared a few components as I come to an end, and I'm sure you've heard a lot from my other colleagues and the colleagues to follow me. And if there's something that I would like you to remember from everything I've said to you, are the two words, child-centric. That's what our pastoral care is all about. And let me end by asking you a question. It's a very simple question, but a very powerful one, I believe. Does your child skip to school? We certainly strive to create this environment at the prep school. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Hayden Buchholz, and I'm the Director of Sport here at Somerset College Prep. The sports journey for a Somerset College Prep child is one that requires a hands-on approach from multiple stakeholders. We use the long-term athlete development model in the pre-prep and prep schools. This model combines best sport practices and sports science in coaching and aims to optimize how we develop children in schools. The simple purpose of this model is to get children to do the right things at the right age under the right conditions during their development. In the pre-prep, children are exposed to an integrated motor program in winter and water safety and swimming skills in the summer months. Ball skills lessons also included in our daily program throughout the year. We also offer an extensive private extramural program with a wide range of sports on offer in grade double nought and grade R. In grade 1, we pay careful attention to bridging the gap between pre-prep and prep school by focusing on the fundamentals. In grade 1, our children have their first taste of compulsory afternoon sport, and they do this twice a week. Added to this, we have 2 additional phys ed lessons which run during the school day. And during these lessons, children are split into small groups and have the opportunity to try multiple sports codes under the guidance of experienced teachers and coaches. In grade 1, we gradually introduce our children to inter-school sport in the second half of the year, as we believe they're not quite emotionally ready for that in the first half. Having said this, we do play internal matches, but these are carefully managed with the intention of promoting healthy competition in a safe environment. In grades 2 and 3, we are fully integrated in our prep sports program with 4 compulsory afternoon practices. Unlike the older grades, our junior prep children do not have a choice of which sport they would like to play. Studies show that prep children who play a wide range of sports have better muscle control, coordination and spatial awareness, but are also more likely to remain physically active in their teenage years and as adults. The fundamentals model continues in grade 2 and 3, and here we aim to strike a balance between learning and preparing our children for healthy competition. Our grade 4 and 5s enter the learn to train phase of their development, and it is here where our children are given the choice of which sports they would like to play. While there is a little more specialization in these grades, we still would like our children to play 4 sports every week and still try and be home by 3:30 every day. These are 2 vital age groups, and it is here for this reason that 4 days of sport remains compulsory, as I've mentioned. In addition, we have, to these 4 practices, our children have a compulsory phys ed lesson every week. In the final 2 years of prep school, our children move from the learn to train to the train to train model, and it is here where more specialization occurs. There are significantly more sports choices on offer for our grade 6s and 7s, and while sport remains compulsory, they are given the option of a day off from sport in order to cope with the increased academic demands. Again, we believe that this helps our children strike a balance in their school day. In addition to these practices, us grade 6s and 7s also have a compulsory phys ed lesson every week. We have a thriving sports culture at Somerset College Prep, and it's our desire to offer a unique sporting experience, but to also remain competitive on the sports fields. As far as numbers go, and in comparison to some of our local counterparts, we are a relatively small school, but we do pack a big punch. We take great care in how we manage our children's pathway, and we do this and cater for every child's individual needs, including our overage children. It is for this reason that careful attention is given when selecting our coaches for each season. All of our teachers are involved with coaching or managing sports teams, and this helps with building a school culture, which in turn has obvious benefits for a child's overall school experience. Many of our coaches play sport themselves, and here we develop a culture of sharing coaching trends as well as teaching methodologies across a broad spectrum of experience levels. We offer a wide range of opportunities for children to play sports fixtures. Every year we enter the local league, where most matches are played during the school week. In addition, we play a number of festivals across the province, as well as a handful of weekend derbies against like-minded schools. In closing, I hope that you can see that we are a school with a heart, as well as a school that is intentional in creating an authentic sporting pathway for every individual child. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Kelly Vestrite, and I'm Head of Arts and Culture at the Preparatory School. Arts and culture at Somerset College is something that we are very proud of. We are a team of passionate, creative, and well-qualified teachers who strive for excellence within our department. The skills that are taught within these subjects, music, art, and drama, are an important part of our child's social and emotional development. We believe in nurturing each child's talents and strengths and hope to build self-confidence while having fun and being creative. We offer an exceptional class music curriculum from grade 1 to grade 7 that has a modern and practical approach. We believe that music at the college is for everybody. Bucket drumming, marimba sessions, singing, off-instrument classes, class bands are just some of the opportunities that our children have during our class music time. We also have a shining individual music department that hosts 22 musical instruments. These children often take part in music examinations and Eisteddfods. We also run a jazz and marimba band, as well as a wind ensemble and recorder ensemble. Art lessons are loved at our school. It is a space where children are free to express and explore their creativity using different artistic methods and techniques. We believe that art enriches the child's educational development. It is a vehicle for expression and a communication tool. It is not about the most talented artist within the grade, but it's more about nurturing the child's individuality and growth. Drama is also a big part of our school offering. During these practical-based lessons, we focus on self-confidence, emotional intelligence, and we try and teach the children how to adapt to an ever-changing world. We also have a lot of fun, and we enjoy a good laugh during our improvisational lessons. The Arts and Culture Department also offer a cultural elective program before and after school. Electives such as debating, contemporary singing, coding, drama club, philosophy for children sessions, grade band practices, and art club are popular choices. As a department, we believe in giving the children as many opportunities for performance as possible throughout the year. Whether it be in public speaking competitions, drama plays, whole school plays, art exhibitions, music concerts, or arts and culture events, it is important that every child gets to experience and to get involved and to see what live performance is all about. There is a space for every child to shine within our Arts and Culture Department. Thank you.
Good morning, parents. My name is Quinton du Toit, and I've been at Somerset College since 2000 and involved in our outer education program since then. It stands to reason that we are a very well-established and widely known school to be excellent in this particular offering, giving children in every grade the opportunity to take on new learning experiences outside of the classroom and the school environment, in unfamiliar yet safe and beautiful surroundings. Outer education forms an integral part of our school day, just like academics, sport, outreach, and culture. The aim is to expose children to fantastic outdoor experiences and the necessary skills to meet these challenges. We enhance personal as well as social development, and finally also foster spiritual and environmental awareness. Our children visit some of the most beautiful parts of the Western Cape during their school's outdoor education weeks. Camps Week is of course a highlight, as well as not only for the children but as well as for the teaching staff. Over the years we have refined our programs, ensuring that they remain current, age appropriate, and of course a lot of fun. The grade ones do not go away on a camp. However, they participate in Expedition Week, which is a week-long on-campus experience for them where they learn new skills and put this together in a visual diary to show the parents at the end of the week. From grade 2 on, each grade attends a camp in a safe environment where activities are facilitated by professional camp staff, keeping our boys and girls challenged in a space that is new to many, exposing them to things that they would not necessarily do back at home. Grade 2s are away for one night, 3s, 4s and 5s attend camp for 2 nights, and our grade 6s spend 3 nights away from home. Through the age groups, not only is the sense of adventure increased, but also responsibility and accountability, away from the influence of parents, allowing the children to grow in confidence and develop their independence. The flagship of the PrEP Outdoor Education Program is what we call the Grade 7 experience, a brand synonymous with the rite of passage into high school. The grade spends 5 days away in the beautiful Matroosburg, camping, hiking, raft building, abseiling, rock climbing, doing high ropes, a solo, as well as cycling. And then they also participate in team building activities to help further develop those personal and social skills. You'll be happy to hear that the outdoor education program or journey does not end with our prep school, but it continues into the high school with a very exciting program waiting for the grade 8s to 11s, as they all enjoy at least one camp a year. The highlight would be the trek, which takes place at the end of the grade 9 year, which is definitely the benchmark of any outdoor experience in a school in this country. Thank you very much.
I hope those talks gave you a good idea of the broad scope of our academic and extracurricular life at Somerset College Prep School, and also the wonderful opportunities available to your child outside of the classroom, where many important lessons are learned. Thank you to those who've sent in questions. We've come to our question and answer time, and we have some time constraints because we have load shedding at 10 o'clock. So let me introduce you to the panel. They are Craig Verdle-Austin, the head of the prep school, Carmen Weir, head of the pre-prep, and our 2 deputy heads, Warren Bevan and Ruth Evans. They're all familiar faces to you now. The first question that came through, Carmen, is really directed for you. It's a pre-prep one. How do you support parents of pre-prep children starting school for the first time?
Thanks, Patricia. Well, we're very aware that for some parents this is their first experience of formal schooling, and our support is through our open door policy. We believe strongly that parents should, at drop-off time or collecting time, be able to pop in, chat to the teachers, and my open door policy certainly as well. We also support our parents with talks that are relevant so that we can support them through this journey through early childhood and all that comes along with it. So that's how we support our parents.
Thank you, Carmen. And then another question for you as well. Does the pre-prep follow a structured day?
It does follow a structured day. Every day through the daily program, the class teacher and the children know what is expected of them and their timetable for that day. Within structure though, in a pre-prep environment, there's some flexibility. So it's a healthy balance of structured daily programs with timetabled classes such as music and ball skills, etc., as well as some unstructured play and flexibility within that.
Thank you. And then a question for the prep. If you see us all looking to the side, it's because the questions come up on a screen there. And this one I'm going to direct to you, Warren. It's about school uniform. Does the prep have a formal and informal uniform worn? Thank you.
No, thanks, Patricia. I don't know if parents will recall the Western Cape, we suffered a severe drought. So before the drought, we did have a formal and an informal uniform. But as a result of the drought, we then opted to have our informal uniform be used all the time. And we didn't, and also when the drought came to an end, thankfully, we did kind of survey our parents whether we should bring back the formal uniform, and there was a strong indication from our parent body not to have that additional cost, rather keep with the informal uniform, which our children use in the classroom and outside the classroom and onto sports. So not only is it just a uniform that is flexible within the classroom and outside from a learning point of view, but also getting children to sports on time is also an important aspect, but also the cost. As you know, uniforms are very costly, and obviously the parents felt very strongly, let's stick with what was a result of the drought. So something good, if I could say that, came out of that experience that we went through 3-4 years ago, Patricia.
Thanks. They're wearing them all the time.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. Yeah.
Then a question for you, Ruth. I'm going to ask you about entrepreneurial development. How is that approached at the school?
Thanks, Patricia. Entrepreneurship forms part of our STEAM program, so in many cases the children are given a chance to come up with new ideas. They have to present their ideas. They've got to think about how they could possibly sell it. And in this, they're learning the skills of entrepreneurship. So it forms quite a big part of our STEAM curriculum, but it's also done in other subjects with our grade 4s, for example, when they're marketing produce, they sell it to each other. So it comes through in different areas, but it's something that's handled predominantly in STEAM.
Thanks there. And then, Craig, I think you're the best one for the next question. Is religious instruction compulsory at the prep?
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you very much for the question. So, as mentioned this morning, we are a Christian school based on Christian principles. We have a chaplain and a part-time chaplain in the prep school. Our assemblies do contain Bible verses and prayer. We have a chapel on a Friday morning. We also have Bible ed lessons in our curriculum as well. So yes, we are based on Christian principles and philosophy, but we do, I believe, we are very tolerant of all religions and make allowances accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you. And then with our last two, because of our time constraint, are there any additional sports clubs that run at the school?
That's one, yeah. I work very closely with Mr. Buchholz in looking at the sports program. So obviously we have our compulsory sports program. Part of our extracurricular program, which is a private paid program, we do have there's karate and other sports which parents obviously can make it easier for them because it happens at the school. And obviously that is a paid extracurricular. I know we are at present looking at our grade 6 and 7 program, and we're looking at bringing in other exciting and different sports. So a few years ago, we brought in squash, for example, and water polo, which has slowly grown over the last 2 to 3 years. But I would suggest, Patricia, that if they do have a question more specifically, please just email it through to you, and you can then forward it to Mr. Buchholz to get a more specific answer for that. But yeah, I don't know if that's answered the question. I think it is.
Thank you indeed. Yes, and the last question from one of our UK visitors today. My kids are coming from the UK. Is their lack of Afrikaans an issue? Ruth, I think you're the one to answer that.
Thanks, Patricia. This is a question we get asked quite often. Afrikaans is a compulsory subject in the prep, and the children who do come and join us, in the early years in the prep, we're able to assist them and help them, and they learn and they cope quite quickly and join us with Afrikaans. As we head higher up through the school, should the children come during the grade 7 year, then we are able to have an exemption for Afrikaans, and they're offered immigrant status, so that heading into the senior school, this would not be a subject of choice for them. So we are able to help adapt. We're able to slowly ease them into the process as they learn the new language.
Thank you. And then I've got one last question that I hope you are all asking at home. What do I do now to enroll my child at Somerset College? Please go to our website, www.somersetcollege.org, and on the homepage you go to admissions and you'll find our online application form there. You'll also find our tour booking platform. You can book online for tours at the school. All children entering the prep school from grade 1 upwards are assessed to facilitate optimal placement in the classroom, and Craig Verdal-Austin likes to meet either in person or virtually with the parents before an offer of place is made. I would urge you to apply for 2024 as soon as possible. Nearly all our grades have waiting lists, and the only way to get into the school is to be on that waiting list. So we've come to the end of our program this morning. I hope you've really enjoyed and been inspired by what you have seen and heard. Thank you for being with us this morning and for your input in the way of questions. You are welcome to ask more. You can email me at admissions@somcol.co.za for more information, and remember to book online for a tour. Please check out our website regularly. Keep track of us on our social media platforms. And many thanks for being with us today. Goodbye for now.